Even one of the happiest moments in life can take an unexpected turn, especially when it collides with one of the biggest rules at sea. For one bride-to-be, what started as a clever little trick to sneak alcohol on board her cruise turned into a permanent ban from Carnival Cruise Line, a decision that would not only ruin her trip, but also break her heart. It all began with a TikTok post. On October 3rd, TikTok user Madison West 2000 uploaded a video she never imagined would go viral. In the clip, Madison sits at a dinner table with a cocktail in front of her, smiling as she begins to narrate her story. Then, she pulls out what looks like a tampon wrapper, but inside, hidden cleverly, is a small plastic vial. With a mischievous grin, she uncaps the container and pours what appears to be clear liquor into her drink. Over the clip, her voice plays softly.
I'm sorry, Carnival. Please forgive me. I didn't mean it. I was just trying to have fun on my bachelorette trip.
But fun soon turned into fallout. The video blew up overnight. Viewers flooded the comments, tagging Carnival Cruise Line again and again, and it didn't take long for the company to notice. In a follow-up video, Madison showed the moment everything unraveled. 3 uniformed Carnival crew members entered her cabin. One began checking the mini fridge. Inside, they found more tampon wrappers and what looked like a blue lotion bottle, both hiding small amounts of alcohol. Her voice trembled slightly in the narration.
Me and my husband actually met on a Carnival cruise, so Carnival kind of means a lot to us, so it kind of sucks that I got banned, so I take it all back. Just let me back on, please.
The next day, she posted the full encounter. Sitting quietly on her bed, Madison listened as a Carnival staff member explained that her behavior was unacceptable. He told her that it would be impossible for crews to check every feminine product that passengers brought aboard. The staff also confronted her about posting the incident on social media and told the person filming to turn off the camera immediately. In her caption, Madison later revealed, "The Carnival crew member made me change my written statement from brought to smuggled. Again, this was on me, and I accept my punishment. They were so weird about me recording. I'm pretty sure that's my right, but I didn't want to make it worse." According to Carnival's official liquor and beverage policy, bringing alcohol on board is strictly prohibited, whether it's in your carry-on or checked luggage. The only exception? Passengers may bring one sealed 750 milliliter bottle of wine or champagne in their carry-on bag on embarkation day. Any other form of alcohol is not allowed. Why such a strict rule? It's not just about protecting bar revenue, though onboard drink sales and beverage packages are indeed a major source of profit. The bigger concern is safety. Unregulated drinking can easily lead to overconsumption, creating risky situations for both guests and crew. There's also the danger of tampered or shared mixed drinks, which could pose serious health and security risks. In a later conversation, Madison admitted that this was something she probably shouldn't have done and agreed that the lifetime ban was a fair consequence. She confessed her motivation was simple. She didn't want to spend what she called $1 million on Carnival's alcohol package. "I won't be doing that again," she said with a sigh. "Let's just say, if you're ever thinking about doing something you're not supposed to do, maybe don't post it online." And that's how a moment meant for celebration turned into a lifelong reminder. On a cruise ship, the rules don't stop at the gangway, and the internet never forgets. So, the woman eventually realized her mistake. But the question remains, will she ever be allowed to cruise again? While Carnival Cruise Line technically allows passengers to appeal a lifetime ban, those appeals are rarely, if ever, overturned. Maddie's case serves as a powerful reminder. Sneaking alcohol on board is bad enough, but broadcasting it to millions online is practically asking for trouble. As one cruiser commented under her video, "I'm not judging you, but once I realized how much I love cruising, I would never risk losing that privilege." These so-called fun alcohol smuggling stories often start as a joke and end as a cautionary tale, a warning about how easily a post made for laughs can spiral into real-world consequences. What might seem harmless to friends and followers could be interpreted very differently by corporate security teams or cruise line executives. In fact, earlier this year, another Carnival passenger was also kicked off a ship after bragging on TikTok about sneaking alcohol aboard. Once again, the viral video made its way back to Carnival's leadership, And this time, even John Heald, the company's brand ambassador, publicly addressed the situation, confirming that the video had been sent to him by multiple cruisers.
Social media video on Top Snap, one of those, where this is crazy, right? We have known for years that you can go on Mrs. Amazon and you can get things to smuggle booze in, right? Whether it be hairbrushes, umbrellas, ladies' things. We know about it and we catch people. Don't do it. But what absolutely drives me crazy, it makes me laugh to be very honest, is when people get on the ship and they go, ooh, look what we smuggled on board. A tube full of vodka. Ha 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 ha. We're so clever. And they put it out. And then of course we have people monitoring social media pages. Of course we do. And then you monitor it, people watching it, and you send it to me and you say, look. And then we go to their cabin and then we find it. And then we tell them they can't cruise with us anymore. Don't smuggle. We find it. I know why people do it. I get that, but don't do it. Don't do it. And to put it on social media is absolutely ridiculous, bonkers. Anyway, it makes me sad when we have to do this, all for the sake of a tiny tube full of rum or whatever it is.
Both in Maddie's case and the earlier incident, the cruise community had little sympathy for those who knowingly broke the rules. Even when passengers apologized and pleaded to have their bans lifted, most loyal cruisers supported Carnival's decision to stand firm. Let's be honest, alcoholic drinks can easily become one of the most expensive parts of any cruise vacation. But that doesn't mean there aren't smart, rule-abiding ways to save money without resorting to smuggling. For instance, most cruise lines allow passengers to bring a limited amount of wine or champagne on board on embarkation day. I actually took advantage of that during my last cruise. I stopped by a local grocery store and picked up a $15 bottle of Pinot Grigio. Considering that a single glass of wine on the ship costs over $11, that little detour saved me quite a bit. You can also watch out for daily drink specials and happy hour promotions. While these might not include your go-to cocktails, the featured drinks often range from just $6 to $11. Royal Caribbean, for example, recently introduced a margarita hour between 4 and 6 p.m., offering margaritas for only $6 each. At the end of the day, it's not about breaking the rules, it's about knowing the system and playing smart, because no drink is worth losing your ticket to the sea forever. 2 Carnival Cruise Line passengers have been permanently banned after smuggling a handgun aboard one of the company's ships, and then bragging about it online. Even worse, they filmed the entire thing themselves. The couple, identified as Kendra Gordon and Travis Rainey, posted a video taken inside their stateroom during a Carnival cruise. The clip, reportedly uploaded by Gordon to Facebook on October 1st, 2024, showed something that shocked many viewers: a small handgun tucked inside their cabin safe. In the now-deleted video, Gordon explained how the couple checked in their luggage before boarding the ship. She described how Carnival security had confiscated other items from their bags, yet somehow their firearm made it through. She laughed as she revealed the gun inside the safe, seemingly proud of outsmarting the system. But that pride didn't last long. Carnival Cruise Line took the incident extremely seriously. Bringing a firearm on board violates both federal maritime law and company policy, which strictly prohibit weapons of any kind. Once the video began circulating online, it quickly reached Carnival's corporate security team. The result? Both Gordon and Rainey were immediately banned for life from sailing with the cruise line. And that wasn't the only shocking incident captured on social media. Another viral clip showed a male passenger performing a reckless stunt on his balcony, climbing onto the outer railing with help from others in the cabin next door. Witnesses say the group appeared to have dropped something and were attempting to retrieve it, but their actions turned into a dangerous scene that could have easily ended in tragedy. Balcony railings on cruise ships are around 4 feet high, and any slip could result in a deadly fall dozens of meters into the open sea. despite the lack of an explicit rule in ship's public policy stating that balcony climbing leads to removal. Such behavior falls under reckless endangerment, which is grounds for immediate disembarkation. While some bystanders might have viewed the incident as a moment of poor judgment, cruise security did not. Climbing on balcony furniture or railings not only puts the person at risk, but also causes serious concern for crew members and nearby guests. Rather than taking matters into their own hands, passengers are strongly advised to contact ship security or guest services if they drop something overboard or encounter a similar issue. Ultimately, this behavior is unacceptable, and those involved are reprimanded and kicked off the ship. Up next, we have a Carnival passenger who thought she was sharing a harmless little cruise hack, but it ended up costing her everything. A TikToker named Chrissy Cross posted a video that went viral for all the wrong reasons, racking up over 1.3 million views. In the clip, she takes a Carnival-branded water bottle from her stateroom, drinks it, refills it with tap water from the sink, glues the cap back on, and places it back exactly where she found it, all in an attempt to avoid being charged. What she didn't realize was that by filming and posting the entire process online, she was practically turning herself in. Carnival quickly caught wind of the video, and the result was swift and final: a lifetime ban from the cruise line. A so-called hack that was supposed to save a few dollars ended up costing her every future Carnival vacation. Next, a Carnival passenger, clearly far beyond tipsy, decides that the middle of a staircase is the perfect place to relieve himself. Yes, right there in front of everyone. Other guests whip out their phones in disbelief, filming as he stumbles, sways, and shamelessly urinates while people are walking by. Crew members are nearby, stunned, but security doesn't rush in immediately, probably waiting until the embarrassing spectacle is over. The worst part? There are bathrooms everywhere on a cruise ship, yet this man chose the stairs as his restroom. It's not just poor judgment, it's total disrespect for the ship, the staff, and every passenger who had to witness it. Up next is a case that's both foolish and a little bit sad. At least 2 guests were permanently banned from Carnival Cruise Line after sharing a video of themselves fishing straight from the balcony of their stateroom in the TikTok clip. Now deleted but still widely shared across other social media platforms, one of the guests can be heard excitedly shouting, "Oh my God, you actually caught a fish." Shortly after, the other person is seen reeling in a greenish-yellow fish directly from the ocean below. They seemed thrilled by the moment, but what followed turned out to be a nightmare for them. Carnival responded swiftly. A spokesperson said, "Fishing from our ships is prohibited. We have identified the guests and they will not be cruising on Carnival again." Now, here's the twist. Carnival's cruise contract doesn't explicitly say you can't fish from your balcony. However, it does strictly prohibit bringing live animals on board, aside from certified service dogs, under Section 4 of their cruise ticket contract. And once you reel in a fish, technically, you're attempting to bring a live animal onto the ship, which violates their policy, regardless of your intentions. Beyond the legal terms, it's easy to understand why this is a serious issue for cruise lines. Fishing off a moving ship can pose a safety risk to other passengers or crew on lower decks, introduce marine contamination if lines or hooks are left in the water, and violate environmental and maritime laws depending on the ship's location. What seemed like a funny TikTok moment turned into a permanent ban and a viral lesson in what not to do on a cruise. Next, a passenger lounging at the hideaway pool, 14 decks above the ocean, drops his sunglasses over the edge. Instead of letting them go, he leans dangerously far over the glass railing, and in an instant, he flips right over it. But the little butt slap he gave himself right before toppling made me think it was some kind of prank gone wrong at the very last second. Meanwhile, onlookers gasp, thinking they've just witnessed someone fall into the sea. Social media went wild, with rumors that he'd either drowned or been seriously injured. But the truth? He didn't even hit the water. A second glass barrier just below caught him, wedging him awkwardly between the panels. Miraculously, he climbed out without a scratch. Still, it's a shocking reminder of how something as trivial as a pair of sunglasses could have ended in tragedy. One reckless moment almost cut his cruise short before it even began. The behavior that makes us burst out laughing is a passenger, dressed in nothing but a pair of extremely tight Speedos, deciding to drag someone else's sunbed across the deck as if it were his own. No asking, no hesitation, just full entitlement on display. Other guests look on, clearly confused, while the poor sunbed screeches across the floor like it's part of the show. The whole scene is bizarre, awkward, and honestly kind of hilarious. Cruise etiquette? Completely out the window. But those Speedos? Somehow holding on for dear life, stealing the spotlight almost as much as the man's audacity. Up next, our cruise story has sparked a surprisingly heated debate among passengers, one that's gotten so out of hand that cruise lines are now issuing official warnings, or honestly, just begging people to stop doing this one rude thing. And you're probably wondering, what could possibly be that bad? Well, it's this: people putting their feet up on public tables and chairs, barefoot, sometimes even with shoes on. But let's be real, that's not much better. Now, this has completely divided cruisers. Some say, that's disgusting, you should never do that in public. Others argue, relax, mind your own business. Why are you even taking pictures? But here's my point. When you prop up your dirty, sweaty, stinky feet on a table where I might set my food or drink, it becomes everyone's problem. I don't want your toenails near my lunch, thank you very much, and I'm pretty sure 99% of people would agree with me. It's gotten so bad that Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises actually had to add a warning to their official apps.